All right, to this now, the ANC in Limpopo has affirmed its position concerning the alleged involvement of party officials and leaders in the VBS saga. This comes after allegations that Justice and Constitutional Development Minister Thembi Simelane secured a loan of 500,000 rand from a company that brokered investments of nearly 350 million rand on behalf of the now-defunct VBS Mutual Bank in 2016. Simelane was the mayor of Polokwane when she allegedly secured the loan. She reportedly used the money to purchase a coffee shop in Sandton in Gauteng. The ANC in Limpopo says while the allegations against Minister Simelane still have to be investigated and tested, it remains unwavering in its conviction that party officials implicated in the widespread VBS looting are not immune to investigations. Well, the DA has also called for Simelane to appear before Parliament's Justice Portfolio Committee. Let's get some analysis now on the story. We're now joined via video link by political analyst Khanyi Magubane. Khanyi, a very good afternoon to you and thank you so much for your time. So let's just unpack how significant these allegations and implications are now and, posing to the minister, given the fact that she is actually a minister of justice being implicated in one of the biggest scandals, the VBS scandal. I would imagine this will also be a test for her political home and for the GNU in particular in terms of how this matter will be addressed.
Absolutely. This is one of the GNU's biggest tests because it is the biggest irony, to be honest, the Justice and Constitutional Development Minister being implicated in such serious allegations. And I think we can just look at this politically and what it means for the government of national unity. Now, our Minister Thembi Simelane is holding a very powerful position, but also it is a position that requires the political actor to be above reproach. It is one that requires the incumbent to be somebody that is beyond such scandals. And I think that the GNU needs to really be united and act as one voice. I know the DA has come out and has made it clear that she should be hauled before Parliament. And I think that, the GNU as a whole should call for that, because we don't want it to look as if some parts of the GNU are party to such behavior or that they condone it. If they condemn it, they have to condemn it as a collective.
Absolutely. I mean, Khanyi, when you also look at her role, I mean, every decision that she will have to make will somehow, be questioned in terms of that role, as you rightfully say. We know that, of course, she reported that the money was a loan, apparently, and that, she has paid it back. But given that she has not provided proof, I mean, should she then decide to voluntarily, resign or step aside, as it were, whilst the investigations take place, just given the gravity, of course, and the sensitivities around her portfolio now?
I think for starters, this is something she should have declared at the beginning of her term. This is something she should have gone into her position having declared that in the past, I've taken out such a loan. These are the brokers that I've used, and these are the current allegations against them. And she should have provided the proof that there's nothing untoward about the loan that she procured for the coffee shop. But I think that in the absence of that information, it would be proper for her to take a temporary leave of absence, if anything, just to give the president and the GNU some time to assess the matter and to figure out what the next steps are going to be, because they have to act. We know that already 4 civil society movements, including the Kathrada Foundation, have come out to insist that the minister has to declare truthfully and transparently what her role is in the VBS scandal. And it is one of the biggest ironic scandals of our time, Unati, that the Justice Minister should be implicated in such a case. But it's such a test for the GNU right now to say, what are they going to do? How are they going to act against those accused in their ranks?
It's also a big test for President Cyril Ramaphosa when you consider, of course, that he's also being placed in a very difficult position, as it were, because of the ANC's path to renewal that he's consistently been speaking of, but also the relationship that he has with the ANC in Limpopo and the role of that province with the VBS scandal, particularly in terms of how political people have really influenced, some of the allegations that we're hearing.
The VBS scandal is a thorn on his flesh, and it's a thorn on his side. Definitely, I think it's not comfortable for President Ramaphosa to deal with this matter because it comes from his home province, it comes from his hometown, and the people that have been convicted and sentenced come from Limpopo. Those may probably even be people that he grew up with and he has long-standing relationships with. But his position as a president call on him to be the first citizen of this country, and as such, he can have no allegiances to anyone when it comes to doing the right thing. And I think that as we've seen people being sentenced and convicted, so should this continue. And if things come to an end where Minister Simelane has to also face trial and may eventually be convicted further down the line, then that's what needs to happen, because the monies that were taken and the monies that were defrauded from VBS were monies of pensioners, were monies of municipalities that were earmarked for different programs that never happened. So I think we should always take stock of the fact that the money that was put in VBS was money that was taken away from either a program or somebody, and was then, at the mercy of those who did, whatever they wanted to do with that money. They ate it finished.
And just very quickly, Khanyi, of course, if she does appear before, Parliament's Justice Portfolio Committee, again, speaking of the irony of that, she would have to face opposition parties, but also looking at the opposition parties who also have very close links to this particular case. And I'm here referencing the EFF and, of course, the MK party.
Well, the EFF, I think, has already called for her to step aside or to step down. I think they were quite quick to respond. And, I thought, okay, guys, maybe sit this one out and let other parties respond, because you yourself, have been fighting the same allegations.
Exactly.
Certainly we've seen the former deputy president also fighting these allegations and repeating that he has had nothing to do with the VBS scandal. However, they continue to follow the EFF, and until each and every one of them can dispel convincingly the allegations that are against them, then I think that the EFF cannot position itself in this particular matter as, a party that's calling for Simelane to step down. I think the process must take its course, and she must either step down or she must prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that she wasn't involved in any wrongdoing.
Absolutely. Khanyi, thank you so much for your analysis. I really do appreciate it. Political analyst there, Khanyi Magubane.